Ah, here I is again. Yeah, the cicadas are getting loud. I mean, listen to that shit. Yeah, they're a little bit late and loud. But this isn't the big year. Big year is not for a couple of years. But apparently a lot of them right in these trees here. Yeah, but there'll be even a lot more on the big year. Well, anyway, I have to go look over there and see. Just as they seem really loud. Anyway, Professor Anton. Yeah, I made a video lamenting almost the debate video, which I thought was quite funny. He seemed kind of depressed and down about it. And I didn't get the whole tone, but whatever. But yeah, when I played the video a second time, just as I was going to take some notes, it really was quite insulting. I didn't realize. Silly me. Which is okay. I don't have much good to say about him either. As a philosopher, as an intellectual, even as an individual human being, yeah, I don't like him much. But yeah, okay, we get along, but that's it. We don't really have any respect for each other. And that becomes obvious, I guess, in this, it flavors, let's say, and satisfies what is the impulse, which is for these phantasmagoricals, because the only hope they have is to tarnish me. They can't argue the philosophy, so they have to argue me. And it's just such a crock of shit. So anyway, this is one of the things he said. Grieving for yet unborn puppies because they have a thorn in their paw and will suffer. This is how he describes what people are concerned with, or what I'm concerned with. Then I'm worried about a few unborn puppies that will get thorns in their paw in the future. I mean, I have to just pause there because my brain says, wait a minute, that can't be something that isn't just, mocked as the most ludicrous description of what the human race may well be facing in the future. To compare nuclear war, annihilation of civilization, brutal, hard, cold, dismal, black life on this planet for sentient creatures, and this is how he describes it. A puppy's got a thorn in its fucking paw. Amazing. And even to do that with the idea that there will be, even if we don't blow civilization to shit, there will be millions of people enduring harsh, brutal death by natural causes and unnatural, through treatments for disease and cures for disease and all the rest of it. Nasty, nasty shit out there. And this is how he describes it. A puppy with a thorn in its paw. So the word suffering, he can't acknowledge as existing or meaning anything. So we can't even bother. No point in even using the word, because these people will not acknowledge its existence. So I will always try to use the word misery, and let's see if they can turn that into absolute shit. See if they can pretend that misery means, oh, that log has a headache, or some other kind of bizarre bullshit. Just amazing how these people can laugh at suffering of others. Of course, it's always of others. I don't see him with his, brain surgery scar anywhere. I mean, this is just such a pile of shit. These people who have apparently lived very, very lucky lives, and they sit there and mock the horrors that people experience. It just scares the shit out of me that these fuckers are as numerous as they are. But it does explain why life is so fucking idiotic. It's these morons running this show. Too stupid for words, and you can't figure out what suffering means. You really can't. Man, you are fucking dumb. Maybe if somebody runs your dog over in the street and it's not dead, its spine is half broken, its hips crushed, and it's yelping for breath. Blood coming out of its ears. I don't know. That probably wouldn't do it for you either, though. You'd just say, hey, what a funny cartoon. Look at the cartoon, it's bleeding. Oh God, I love it when that shit happens. Yeah, I don't know how close it has to get to home for you, fucker. But apparently it's going to have to get close for you to get it. Well, anyway, but the really irritating part of the whole thing, it's not so much the straw man bullshit, this preposterous recontextualization of what people are talking about. But again, it's this idea again that somehow I'm requiring people to have grief, or I'm requiring people to cry, or I'm requiring people to feel bad. Bull fucking shit. I don't give a fuck whether you have an emotion. I can say the word Holocaust. I can say 6 million Jews. Now, it might choose because you might have some images in their head and they might hurt you and you might feel bad, but I'm not asking you to. All I'm saying is just acknowledge the event. Acknowledge that it's not a good thing that the human race had to endure that hardship. Now, yeah, I'm stunned in grief. No, I can't walk anymore. I can't do anything. Oh, no, I'm just going to have to lie down here on the ground. Yeah, I can't go any further. Because I talked about something unpleasant, and it has completely devastated me. I'm emotionally devastated. I can't live anymore. Yeah, I'm overwhelmed because I acknowledge the existence of something preposterously stupid. Wasteful suffering. So you can't talk about a fucking tidal wave, you can't talk about anything, because if you don't have a fucking emotion, you can't talk about it. Is that your argument? Well, it's a bullshit motherfucking piece of crap. It's an argument. No one's asking you to feel a motherfucking thing, cunthead. Alright? What we're asking you to do is acknowledge the existence of things. Okay? The existence of literally billion people living in shit. And what it means, what it represents. Okay, as a fact on this planet. Acknowledge that you sure as hell don't want to be a baby elephant getting eaten alive by lions. No, I don't think you want to do that. I don't think you want to have that conscious experience. That conscious experience, you might even pay money not to experience it. I wonder if I put it to you, here, professor, you got to pay me, okay? You're going to get eaten by fucking lions alive. That's right. I'm going to make sure you stay alive for a good 10 minutes of it. And they're going to have your fucking organs on the floor chewing on them. And you're going to be fucking watching it, you fucker. Yeah. And so now you got to pay me for that not to happen. Okay? How much you going to be willing to pay, Professor? You willing to pay $1 million? $1 billion if you had it? I think you might. You fucking cunt. God, this is such bullshit. This fucking... It's just such a it's so goddamn dishonest is what it is. I mean, it's just overtly dishonest. So anyway, I'm going to play the last part of his video where he really gets insulting. But he makes this argument from popularity in it. And you're just like, I can't believe he just did that. And then he apologizes for making the argument from popularity. He says, oh, I know it has no credibility, and I don't want to be arguing for popularity. And then he does it. That's all he does. He just says, oh, well, you must be crazy because everybody else says you are. I mean, fuck you. It's such a cheap pile of shit. So if I went by the comments on my video, I gave you the courtesy of having the video on your channel. I posted it on my website, not on my channel. And, yeah, so if I posted the whole fucking thing on my channel, then I could have a whole bunch of my commenters talk about what a douchebag you are. That would prove something. And the fact is my commenters are a little bit too courteous to talk shit about you on your own fucking video. Yeah, I guess if I asked them to, if you want me to even up the score some more, just to even it up, you want to have a commenter competition and see how much my commenters can rag on you personally, yeah, let's do that, asshole. Fuck you. I should give a fuck what your vacant, retarded, empty-headed, moronic commenters think. They don't fucking think. They keep talking about their open minds and their ability to accept new knowledge and their golden magical something or other, hope and beauty and love, that's all they talk. A bunch of absolute fucking crap, right? And I'm supposed to be impressed by that? I'm supposed to be daunted in some way? I'm supposed to say, oh, I better stop and think. That guy said beauty. Ooh, I don't have any way of explaining beauty. Yeah, right. Well, guess what? Beauty's right in between horny, hungry, let's see, what else? And ego. Yeah, put those three words and you can pretty much surround beauty. All right? It's surrounded by bullshit. It is bullshit. It's right at the core of the bullshit. And the same for your little love word. What the fuck is that shit? You keep using it like it means something. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, shit. Yeah, really. Yeah, it's like how people love their God. Idol worshippers. Anyway. Alright. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it really does come down to this argument that somehow I'm arguing that comfort or feeling good. Somehow he's arguing I'm saying it's absolutely nothing. And I'm not. I mean, the truth is, though, it's almost nothing. Okay, it certainly isn't something big enough to take care of the huge, big, giant suffering thing that you keep talking about like it's a thorn in a puppy's paw. That's the joke here. You're accusing me of minimizing something when you can't find a better example of suffering in the world than a fucking puppy with a thorn in its fucking paw. I mean, that's laughably, what would you use the word? What word do you use? You accuse me of something, but it's inconsistent and hypocritical. Duplicitous, that's all that is. That's just grotesque duplicity to be able to rationally think you can get away with that. Oh yeah, I'll define suffering as thorn in puppy paw. Try again. Yeah, I mean, not even fucking close to an argument. But anyway, yeah, the point is the argument can be made that most gratifications are in fact made out of the removal of negatives. You feel inferior. So you beat the shit out of a 5-year-old and then you get gratified and feel all superior now because you beat the shit out of something weaker than you. Yeah, that's how it works. You get a negative emotion, a negative tension, a negative burden, a worry, a frustration, an irritation, and they are relieved through these mechanisms of bullshit. These little glory moments when you climb the mountain and think your penis is an inch longer, when in fact it's been frozen off and you fail dismally, asshole. I mean, what a joke. All these synthetic heroes trying to gain points in any sneaky backdoor way possible. They can't fight the real fight, so they find some fake fight to go win, just so they can march around with their arms in the air and do their little Rocky dance and say, I am someone. No, you're an asshole. Jesus. So anyway, yeah, so that argument is going to be one that's going to have to be picked at. It is hard to see. It's like a little tiny microbe in the microscope. You got to work on the focus and you got to work on the light to be able to see what the value of satisfaction is and what the value of suffering is, to understand their context. But it's doable. And when you get it right, you'll see that the suffering is a gigantic monster and your little trivial gratifications are the crumbs at its feet. They're prints. They're not even a real thing. They're just little shadows and footprints. They have no power to make up for the damage done. Because they're all needs, gratifications, and satisfactions made first out of deprivation that doesn't need to exist, which is the key argument here. Ugh. Disgusting. Yeah, you have to look at your comfort as an unnegative. That's what it is. It's not a positive. It's just an unnegative. It's the removal of the negative state. That's what comfort is. That's what being comfortable is. You don't have gas, and you don't have an achy shoulder, and your back doesn't hurt, and you don't have a naggy wife memory in your head, and you don't have the, oh fuck, I don't have enough money to pay that bill. And yeah, you don't have all these little burdens, worries, and frustrations. And when all that shit's gone, you got what's called comfortable. That's right. So it's an unnegative. It's not a positive. It can't compensate for the 6-year-old kid with leukemia. It just can't. Let's see. Your commenters are idiots. Yeah, wow. Don't even need to write that one down. DNA, desire, game. Yeah, the game nature of life. That's something you people really got to just deal with. That's the whole thing here. What's the description? You know, some asshole. One of those asshole comments. I should read the comments, but it's just so many of them, and the screen names are so obtuse. But yeah, he said something about looking in versus looking out. And the point is, you have to understand this is a game. So let's metaphor it to chess or something else. Now, I can be a pawn, or I can be a knight, or I can be a bishop. Now, all of those things have liabilities. I don't want to be just expendable at somebody else's, you know, the bishop or the king or the queen's desire. But at the same time, I don't want to be manipulating some pawn into jeopardy either. I don't want to exploit. I don't want to kill. I don't want to create mayhem. But if I don't, I get flipped down and a new piece pops up because the game goes on. So you have to play the game as something. You have to choose your position in the game. And the game will just keep replacing us as we're wiped out or destroyed. No matter what we do, it'll pop a new piece back into the game, because that's what the game does. But the game doesn't change. It just keeps playing the same bullshit. It keeps eating pawns, gratifying bishops until they get backstabbed by their queen. And that's all that's happening here. It's a huge amount of consumption for nothing to be gained. There's nothing the game is doing. There's no one even playing the game. Just a mechanical process, the gameplay. So what the fuck is the glorification in that? Where's the stoic majesty in accepting your role as a completely replaceable cog in a pointless game, pointlessly playing forever, that comes at this preposterous price of a huge amount of suffering and misery? Not just puppies with little thorns in their paw. Oh, anyway. So, yeah, really a bad video, Professor. But it's okay. Like I said, I throw my snarkyisms at you. I think you're just a used car salesman, basically, at heart. I believe you are so self-obsessed that you can't feel for anything else. That you really are an insensitive piece of shit. Because you can't be this stupid. Nobody calls suffering a thorn in a puppy's paw. You have to be bizarrely insensitive to think that's an adequate definition of suffering on planet Earth. So fuck you. You're a masochist, a sadist, and a fucking lunatic. Yeah, period. You know, and eventually that'll be the majority opinion, and then I'll just point it out to you. No need to think. No need to defend it logically. I'll just point out that everybody thinks you're an asshole. So I guess you're an asshole. Fuck you.